Well, hello. So today, as we are nearing to Halloween, I am going to speak about cinematic horror universes, and one particular Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, Leatherface, and Chucky all share the same universe. What? Mind blown. Yes, for some of you, you've known this for a long time. For some of you, you're like, what? Yes, which brings about the possibility that it could be a shared universe, henceforth, like the Marvel universe and the DC universe and the Universal universe. But I believe that this slasher universe may be really an amazing understanding. And some people may say, like, why horror? Like, what's a horror? Ooh, that's scary. Well, it allows us to address specific issues that are traumatic within our psyche and allow us to evolve and move forward and understand the difference between evil and light in a very clear, concise way. But I'm going to speak about the cinema, and if you do not watch horror, then perhaps this is not for you, or maybe you want to check out some horror, dive into the darkness, and see what amazing stories have been built. So we're going to speak about. I'm going to give a little feedback on the characters, and I'm going to talk a little bit about a little history. But of course, the movies are out there. You can Wikipedia. You can find out. Freddy, of course, perhaps maybe child molester. We don't know. Maybe he was a child killer. That kind of has been left out in the open. Not really clear. The most recent Freddy movie, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to watch it again just so that I can kind of get the understanding. I don't put that on the canon because it's not Robert Englund. So I really do think that Robert Englund is such an envision to the character that I think that for as long as we have Robert Englund, he may live forever, and we may have an infinite universes of Freddy Kruegers, and that's beautiful. But but we better jump on it, before the stem cell thing. So we've got Freddy, he comes into your nightmares, kills you in your dreams. We've got Jason, he was a drowned boy. In the first movie, it was his mother who was the killer. Ta-da! And laid because she was upset that her boy drowned, and her boy, for some strange reason, seems to regenerate, have psychic power. Not psychic powers, but he can, in the video games, he can move really fast through, like a puff of smoke. That's a little too overkill, right? And he can regenerate, he can heal. He's just a beast, and he'll come down and he'll kill you. And he has a hockey mask. You've seen him. And then we got Michael Myers. What's the story of Michael Myers? Michael Myers was a little boy who basically killed his sister, while she was making out with some dude. And then he had another sister, and he was in an institution. And years later, he came out and he put like the mask of the guy from Star Trek. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know who it is. They just painted it white and drew in the eyebrows, and we're like, that's scary. William Shatner. So yeah, so William Shatner's face became Michael Myers. And they used it, they moved forward, and it was awesome. And then we've got Chucky. Chucky is a doll. Michael Myers moved on, and he doesn't die. There's a whole thing about the runes, and he is some kind of maybe demon possessed. I don't know. Then we've got Chucky. Chucky is the doll, the possessed doll, that he's evil and he'll kill you and whatnot. And he was originally this guy who was in a cult, and he did this voodoo spell, and he's like, I'm going to place my soul in the doll. And he later has a bride, and then he has a child. They're all amazing and wonderful and beautiful in their own particular way. And then finally we have Leatherface, which I know very little about, and I think we're actually getting a new Leatherface movie that introduces the origin of Leatherface and how he became Leatherface, and the whole situation about how Leatherface was framed for a murder, and it had to do with a cop that couldn't get over it because he really thought it was Leatherface, but maybe it wasn't Leatherface. So there's a certain element. So we've got the difference between the characters. We've got Freddy and Chucky. And Freddy is evil. I mean, he is personified evil. How did he arrive at that particular point? I think that we should have an Origins of Freddy movie. Yes, I think we should have an Origins of Freddy movie. So Origins of Freddy, basically what it does is explains to us how, from a young child, what happened to turn this person into the person that he is today. But I think that Freddy should remain evil, full evil. Freddy has never shown a sense of mercy, a sense of like, oh, maybe I should give this up. No, totally full on, just go with it. That's who we love. That's who we understand. Just go with it. And then we've got Chucky. Same with Chucky. Chucky has never shown a sense of remorse or, oh, maybe I shouldn't. No. Move forward. And actually, Chucky and Freddy would be best friends. I mean, Freddy make the pact with like hell in order to be possessed by demons, in order to have this power, and Chucky, like, made a pact with evil in order to possess this doll. So it's just literally a marriage made in hell, which is heaven for them. So Freddy and Chucky, and everybody wants to see that whole movie, like all of them put together, and everybody is like, now, I want it now, today. But we gotta, build the bricks. We gotta bring the bricks for the beautiful house. So what I say, Freddy origins, Jason origins. No one has ever done that, and I think that Jason should be addressed in the sense of like, um, how he was traumatized because he was deformed, and I think understanding that sense of like we all kind of feel ugly in a way, in a certain way, and depending on different ladders of social understandings, and having this boy be that particular way during that particular time and being teased and whatnot, and what that made out of him, and maybe even make Jason like a beautiful soul, like the most beautiful soul in cinema that we have ever seen. And a lot of people have said because Ash from Evil Dead, is also in this universe. And the comic books and several adaptations, he has been brought into the universe. There's the Kandarian knife, which is basically can kill Jason, or send him to hell. And the Kandarian demons are a particular race of demons that Ash fights. So the story, I believe, is that Jason was somehow through his mother and dabbling in the Necronomicon, or his father dabbling in the Necronomicon. We don't really know much about it, but we know that he was an alcoholic and he was a very mean man, through the comic books. So, but it's, in that whole division of light, like his mother actually, in the comic book, his mother kills his father. So maybe his mother was a total angel, like it was just literally a division of angel and hatred, and her father invokes some kind of thing onto Jason in order to make him be like what he is, infinite, or a thing of evil, or maybe even channel the most powerful Kandarian demon or whatever. And it's basically a fight between these souls inside the heart of Jason. And the reason why I say that is because, Jane, you have seen moments where Jason sees an image of himself, and when women dress up like Jason's mother and they go, Jason, don't do that, and Jason's like, oh god, maybe I shouldn't. So we've got that whole element. So Michael Myers, we don't need to do an origin story. We already had the reboots. That's fine. Let's take those and move forward. I love the new Jason. Beautiful, beautiful movie. It just basically makes Jason brilliant, a brilliant mind who is just completely evil or deranged or sick. And so you start to weave all those things together. At the end of the day, I think it will be a team up of Chucky. We've got to have a Chucky Myers movie. We've got to have a Chucky Myers movie. So somehow we got to incorporate the factor. We've got to build those two characters together. Because we've already had the Freddy and Jason movie, so we've got to build Chucky and Myers together, and then we bring in Leatherface in, perhaps in between all the different between all the movies, and then in the final culmination we bring it all together. In the comic book, spoiler alert, let me know if maybe they'll go a different direction for Freddy, because really powerful he wants to basically turn Earth up to hell. And so he does like magic and with the Necronomicon and stuff like that. I think that Freddy and Chucky should be the ultimate villains, and I think that Jason, the inner soul, and also with Michael Myers, there's a moment with his sister, and he's like, "Don't do it," or his niece is like, "Don't, Dad," and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna cry," and then he's like, "No, I'm gonna kill you." I don't know, I forget what happens. But all those movies, and so basically you have the heroes are Jason and Michael, but the inner soul of Jason and Michael, those two amazing, amazing souls that just for some strange reason and black magic, people dabbling with it, got possessed by those demons, and now they have to suffer fighting constantly in order to stop their urges from killing people, because that's what the demon inside asked them to do. And perhaps having them maybe even be two keys to some kind of hell that will unlock whatever. And then you've got Freddy and Chucky, and Leatherface, maybe even Leatherface too. I don't know what the whole story behind Leatherface. It'll be in the origins. That'll, I think, will be the cemetery thing that will cement everything together. And so, what do you think? What do you think about all of this? These are my little notes that I took. Did you see the Jason movie? Are you a horror fan? What do you think about building up that universe and then having finally the entire battle of the entire slasher universe, and having them and Ash be the hero with maybe there needs to be another hero who survived, who are like the psychic girl. Ooh, we gotta bring the psychic girl. Gotta bring the psychic girl. I mean, she's, you know what I mean, psychic, telepathic. She's telekinetic. She's psychic. You know, from Jason. And then what other characters do you think at the bottom? Dream Warriors. Ooh, could they come back? You know, what characters would you love to see as heroes teaming up with Ash to fight these villains that are gonna do their thing in the mashup? You know it's happening. You know it's happening. Because Hollywood wants Archer Jane. And we know, you know we're gonna pay. You know we're gonna pay. Because I hear Cult of Chucky is coming out. And because of the box office from it, oh, I think Hollywood is like, ooh, I think we might have hit a hit spot. What is beautiful, I have different feelings on horror. What is beautiful about horror is that it allows us to understand the darkness and see it and know what it is, and so we can deal with it. And it's present right there. The opposite is that it brings it right to our face. So because of the power of the secret in drawing those particular energies, you are drawing darkness into your life. So you're kind of choosing to become the hero of reality by the choices that you make throughout the movie and after you see the movie, and how it helps you grow. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I love horror, but I don't watch horror. I only watch this particular genre, and maybe some other stuff, Puppet Master. Maybe I'll check it out if they bring it up to par. But I think that these are the ones that have been there. They've been trucking along, and they've been like, we've been fighting. I know all these Annabelles and all these Rababelles and nurses are coming, or nuns. I don't even care. But we've been trucking along with the little, Manhattans. And even Leprechaun has been like, I'm into the hood and space. Jason, I was like, I've been reformed. Jason, you know what's happening. It's when they ban hockey. That's a whole different thing. I want to wish you all, somewhere between the final movie, they ban hockey. I want to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful year. This has been a long video, but a wonderful eternity. Yeah. Hello, nurse. Ratchet. Take care.